Knypersley Reservoir is a canal feeder reservoir situated in Greenbank Country Park on the outskirts of Biddulph in Staffordshire. The nearest postcode is ST6 8UG and grid reference SJ896549. It is surrounded by mature woodland and home to a large variety of wildlife. The reservoir was built as a canal feeder to supply water to the Caldon Canal at Knypersley, along with two others at Stanley Pool and Rudyard Lake. There are two adjacent lakes, the upper one being the Serpentine Pool, which feeds Knypersley Reservoir. It was designed by Thomas Telford and constructed by waterworks engineer James Potter, being built from 1825 to 1827 and first flooded in 1829. The maximum length is 22 metres or 720 feet, and the surface area is 142,000 square metres or 35 acres, and it has an average depth of 6.5 metres or 21 feet and a maximum depth of 12.2 metres or 40 feet. Knypersley Castle, sometimes known as Knypersley Tower or Warder's Tower, used to be a gamekeeper's cottage and was built of red sandstone between 1828 and 1829. It was last occupied in the 1950s and overlooks the eastern shore of the reservoir. To the west, it has a commanding position over a steep slope looking down towards the head of the River Trent in the east. The story of the hermit. Robert Gorton was a servant at Knypersley Hall in the 17th century when he became ill with the plague. Due to everyone else thinking that they would fall ill, he was forced to leave the house and went to live in a cave, becoming a hermit. Gorton's stone, named after him, and is a large stone supported by 3 other stones near to Knypersley Pool, and landowners would sometimes employ a hermit to add some romance to their estate. Local legend says that if you crawl underneath the stone, the devil will be knocked off your back. And a similar tale exists about the nearby Boardstone, which is less than 10 miles away to the east. Many local people do believe the stone has magical powers and gives off healing properties, as well as a kind of magnetic field when touched. Nearby is a spring which is known as Gorton's Well, situated within a grove of trees called the Druids' Grove, which it is believed was a Celtic site. This grove consists of many yew trees which were venerated by the Celtic people, and they actually surround the spring-fed well. It is said that this is where Gorton bathed every day, using the spring for his drinking water. The spring was believed by locals to have the power to heal skin diseases, and apparently cured Gorton of the plague. Even though he was now healed, he continued to stay at the cave and live there until his death in 1611. The Biddulph parish register shows that Robert Gorton was buried on the 6th of December that year. It is well worth a visit to this special spot, as there is an air of tranquility pervading this unusual place. Many will know Knypersley Reservoir as a popular place to walk the dog and get some exercise, but many won't know of its paranormal past and haunting present. There are several hotspots for hauntings around the reservoir, and there have been sightings of a hunched man near the stone and well, but somehow he seems to vanish when anyone gets too near, and people say they often see him wandering round the spring. Other ghostly goings-on include the Lady of the Lake, who appears as a white mist floating across the surface of the lake. But most upsetting are the reports of children's cries for help from the water at night, said to be the victims of long-ago drownings at the reservoir. And finally, there are also said to be malevolent spirits around Gorton's Well, kept there by witches who use the area for their dark magic. A map and directions can be found at the end of this video.